Wolf Hall is based on two novels, Wolf Hall and Bring Up the Bodies by Hilary Mantel, and it's set, it's based on the character of Thomas Cromwell. They're big novels as well, I mean, so 1,000-page novels. So the challenge was really to find a spine that could turn this into a sort of driving drama, which we decided was a revenge drama. That would be the spine of it. Thomas's desire to get revenge on those people who've toppled his master, Wolsey, and how that brings him into alliances, sometimes with the very people he's seeking vengeance on, and that interesting character conflict that creates then.
At last! A man born in a more lowly state than myself.
Cromwell, I knew there was something about you that I didn't like.
I swear to be a true and faithful counsellor to the King's Majesty as one of His Highness's privy.
I knew the novels, I loved them, but I thought, how could you possibly make a television programme? They're all written in the third person, but as an interior monologue, which is very strange. And it's 1,000 pages. You know, how do you... And then I read Peter Straughn's adaptation, and truly, they're the best scripts I've ever read in 35 years in television.
Now is the time for you to become the king you should be.
Aren't you afraid?
What?
Those who've been made can be unmade.
I keep you because you are a serpent. Everything that you are. Everything that you...
Part of what we're trying to do is bring this historical period where people, you know, most people will know these characters, will know the outcome, bring it back to life, make it fresh again. So we wanted as much authenticity as we could. So he decided not to build any sets, that instead we would shoot everything on location, which is quite rare for television drama on this sort of scale. But we basically shot in Tudor buildings, often the buildings where the actual characters would have walked. So, and I think it, I mean, they look amazing, but also I think it helped the cast enormously to feel that they were really in that world.
From the start, we wanted to strive to be as authentic as possible. Now, in a modern world and subject to financial constraints, which you always are subject to, you do have to make compromises, but there are still things that you can do. And Peter has a background in documentaries, and that's something that he has carried through into the dramas that he's made. And therefore, we did heavily research behaviour of the time. If there was a dinner scene, what would be on the table? What were people eating? How were they eating? What was the cutlery? How did people drink? And they're things that I haven't seen in dramas before, and I learned lots of things. Seeing a cup be passed around from guest to guest, them just wipe it and take their drink and pass it on. Very unhygienic.
We both move between the two worlds. Our casts move between the two worlds. Our crews move between the two worlds. Writers, you know, Peter Straughn has been nominated for an Oscar for his adaptation of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Now he's working in television. For us, it's a camaraderie of creative people, and you couldn't do Wolf Hall in the cinema. It's 6 hours long, you know, and there are some things that work very well in the cinema where you feel you want the company of a live audience around you when you watch it. I don't sense that rivalry at all. I feel that we move between the media depending upon the material.